Here's an exact step-by-step guide on what to do after you cannot lose any fat anymore. So after a while of being in a cutting phase whilst you're losing like fat, eating at a caloric deficit, focusing on the mental activities, after a certain while you will find diminishing results. So because of a lack of muscle or activity, it becomes very, very hard for you to lose more and more fat because you can eat less and less and less because your body is also less. So this is something that I will show just some pictures on the screen. This is what I looked like when I suffered from this problem. um, how to know if you're in something similar. First of all, if you look similar to me in one of these pictures, then you are probably ready to follow my step-by-step guide. If not, then you can continue to cut even longer. Second, if gym is genuinely not like fun anymore because the workouts are feeling like chores to do, or you really aren't making any progress on your lifts, that is one of the symptoms, the things you can discover. And the third one is when you find that you genuinely don't have any pleasure in doing daily activity things. Because when you look like this and you're cutting, you genuinely hate life. Like, I'm not even kidding. I didn't want to wake up in the morning. I'd lay in bed for like 2 hours a day, and I'd always be in a shitty mood, even though I was meditating and doing everything. Like, I just genuinely didn't find pleasure in doing activities like hanging out with friends, playing football, going swimming, for example. So there is the mainstream advice, which will keep you in an endless cycle of doing bullshit, which we'll go over. And there is my advice on exactly what to do after you don't or you cannot lose any more fat. So here we go. The mainstream advice, which is usually given by the massive fitness influencers. So think Greg Doucette, Athlete X, some of the other mainstream guys. So what they will tell you to do is to gain or maintain or gaintain or what the fuck, any other synonym of the word, staying at maintenance and linearly progressing your lifts, your physique, your everything. Here is why that's bullshit. So for several months, up to 3 months, I think I was doing the gaintaining advice because we're in the same situation, or else you wouldn't be watching me. What this essentially means is that they will tell you to find your maintenance calories, which means the place where you won't lose fat or you won't gain fat. So where you'll remain the same weight. Then they will tell you to eat at those maintenance calories and to go to the gym and do like crazy exercises in the hope that you will lose, first of all, fat, and you will build muscle at the same time. That is the ideal dream, and that's why it sells so good, because losing fat and building muscle are like the key desires that most males have. Come on, be honest. So what will actually happen is that you will make slight progress, and that is only under two circumstances if you're doing main gaining. First of all, if you're obese to begin with, or if you are like a complete beginner in the gym, then you can get away with it. But if you're watching me, then you're probably already doing exercises alongside it. So that's not an option for us. Because main gaining, eating at maintenance calories literally works because your body hasn't ever picked up a weight and lifted it. So it's prone to, it has to build muscle. Like on the first day, the thing, like everyone says it, if you walk in the gym, you've gained muscle. That's like literally what the hell is happening there. So that's why main gaining works. It's outside of, diet that makes it possible to happen. So you won't lose fat and you won't gain muscle at the most desirable pace that's possible. So you will make progress in by main gaining, but it will be so fucking slow that it'll literally it can take you like 10 years to finish even the newbie cycle. Like, come on, dude. You're supposed to finish that as quickly as you can, like 1 or 2 years, and you're supposed to be done with it, move on with doing like periodization or whatever. So here is my exact steps that I am taking and that I took, which helped me to build significant muscle since I started. And I've increased my lifts a lot. I'll put up my chart here on the screen so you can see it. And I mainly really I really got this idea from this guy named Revival Fitness, which I put on the screen here. It has great fitness content, and also from Hamza a little bit, but more so from Revival Fitness. So when you look like me in this picture, look at it closely, and you see those symptoms that I mentioned. So no desire in doing like gym activities, you hate going to the gym, it feels like a chore, and your progress has stalled. So if you look like me and you're feeling in the same situation as I was in this picture, then you are ready to take my actionable steps. So the first thing is, and you have to do this, you have to commit to, is you have to be able to live with a bit of a worse, like a bit of a fatter physique, to be able to look nicer in the future. So what we're gonna do is bulk. Hamza said it, Revival Fitness said it, you have to bulk, especially when you're skinny fat, because most of us will be skinny fat after we lose, good amounts of weight because of genetics and some of the other things. Like, if you're watching me, you won't have those, skinny, ripped six boy that likes the fuck boy six pack, and it's not going to be happening for you. It really, really depends on your genetics. So your genetics is what determines what your body looks like after cutting. So for me, I will always look skinny fat if I cut. You really can't do anything about it, but to change it, you have to bulk. And when I mean bulk, I don't mean that you should be a fucking pussy and eat like McDonald's and ice cream and all the bullshit. Of course not. My channel is like catered to giving advice, eating clean, focusing on mental health, and doing the good stuff. So when I mean bulk, is you're going to eat like 200 to 500 calories over your maintenance, but make it come from clean food, and you'll notice instantly how fucking hard this is. I feel pretty bloated every fucking day because, I eat so much fucking food, like a lot of meat, so much things in the morning. I really, really feel full all the time. And when I go swimming with my, with the group that I go with on Sundays, I always don't feel that well because the swimming, it hurts me and stuff. So you're gonna have to commit to it, but I promise you, look at my increasements in lifts. Come on, dude, you really want this, right? Like the plus 15 in bench press and all of the other stuff is really desirable. So, for example, look at this now. This is a nice bicep, isn't it? It's been going pretty well for me, and I've only been bulking for like 2 months. So you need to eat 200 to 500 calories above your maintenance, but make it come from clean foods only. Don't be a fucking pussy and don't be a bitch. Step 2 is forget all of the push-pull legs 6 times a week, especially if you're like, you haven't milked out your newbie gains. Because if you're watching me, you haven't milked out your newbie gains. Please be honest with yourself, you have not. So please also don't fucking focus on the 6 times a week push-pull legs exercise. No, man. What you are going to do is you are going to focus on a strength building routine, which focuses on improving, the form and improving the strength of your main 4 lifts, which will be the overhead press, this one. You will be focusing on improving your bench press. You will be focusing on improving your deadlift. You can do sumo or whatever, I don't really give a shit. And you can do your squat. Those are the 4 lifts, the 4 compound lifts of which you have to master the form and of which you have to increase the strength, and do this until your newbie gains are milked out. Then you can add, whilst you're doing the 3 compound lifts, you can add, some accessory work, like focusing on the tricep, for example, and the lateral delts, and, what do you have, like the abs, like also train your abs. If you want abs, you're going to have to train your abs, just like any other muscle. You can train your lats, for example, and you name it. So what I recommend and what I use is GZCLP. If you type it in on the internet, you will find it. It's like a bread. It's like a cookie cutter split is what they call it. So what you have to do is you'll download like this spreadsheet and you enter in your 1 rep maxes. So say you have a 150 pound bench press, you type that in the spreadsheet and it calculates for you every single day what you have to do. So literally there's no thinking involved for you for this. What I do is I have it on my computer, the spreadsheet, take a picture of it with my phone, look at it. All right, bench press, do this, and fucking do it. And because you're on a cut, because you're on a bulk, you have those extra calories, and workouts are actually fun. There's going to be a shift in pace because workouts have been sucking for you over the past months. And now all of a sudden they feel like fun, and you just go to the gym and you finish the workout, you go home, it's all nice and you're making progress and stuff, and you feel stronger. And because you're bulking, your hormones are working good again. So I have the morning when you wake up and shit. And yeah, your body is all around just going to be functioning just much better. If you're injured from the gym, best believe that shit isn't going to go over whilst you're cutting. If you're bulking, it's going to help a lot, because with the recovery and stuff. So bulk 200 to 500 calories above your maintenance. Find a strength building split. Don't listen to anyone telling you need to do aesthetics and stuff when you're a newbie. Don't fucking do that shit. Focus on the main compound lifts: overhead press, bench press, squat, and deadlift. Focus on improving, your strength and your form on those 4 lifts. Add in accessory work to, fill out your physique a little bit more. And then you will reach, after 2 years of doing this, you will stop making linear progression, which means that you're adding, weight all the week, every single week, so you can throw on 2 kilograms every single week on your bench press and overhead press. That's when you stop doing this and you focus on a more intermediate or advanced workout routine, like push-pull legs. You can do that, or something like 5-3-1 from Jim Wendler and shit. So you're gonna have to figure that out. For what I recommend, it's called GZCLP. I will drop a link for it in the description. You can copy it. Moreover, I will also put in the routine that I'm specifically doing, like focused on, it's GZCLP, but you have room to, design it in your way, and I will throw in exactly what I'm doing. You can copy me. I promise I've been making good gains, in my opinion. The bicep is looking pretty nice, and the tricep, and I couldn't do any pull-ups, and now I can do like maybe 5 or 6. So it's been going really well. My lifts have been progressing. You can see it here. And all around, I believe that my waist is also getting thinner because you're building more muscle, so your frame as a whole is getting bigger, so your waist will look smaller. That's it for today, guys. Make sure to fucking bulk when you look like me in these pictures. Go ahead and smash it. Leave a like and a comment on the video below. Click on subscribe and click on the bell for post notifications. I'm Danny. I want to help improve your life one level at a time. See you next time.